Hey, what's up, fam? And welcome back again to Recap Kickback presents Jury Duty Season 2. And with me to talk about the company retreat for week 2, it's Sarah Carradine. Sarah, welcome back.
Slummet to summit.
we got a lot to be talking about with summits in this episode, but Sarah, I'm so happy to have you back with me.
It's so good. I mean, do you think we need to start a testicle counter? I certainly will be saying that word quite a lot.
I have so many issues with the amount of testicle conversation happened.
Porcupine.
It was a lot, but season 2, week 2, gave me so much joy. I'm so enjoying this. I'm enjoying Anthony. Of course, I'm enjoying this crazy cast of people, but I'm definitely enjoying talking about this with you, Sarah. Mm-hmm. How did you think week 2 stacked up against episodes 1, 2, and 3?
I was worried because 1, 2, and 3 was so good, and we talked about it and could have talked about it for twice as long last week. And I thought, can they keep it up? Yes, they can. My people arrive in episode 5. I was very happy to see them. All the redheads turning up. But, yep, that's my people. And the hypnotism and the girl boss of it all, Kate, who we thought might be a bit one note. You remember Kate? She's good. She's a bit one note. No,
she's a star.
No, she's a star. I think the writing is superb in the way that it unfolds and unfolds and it unfolds. And it's less relying on big shock. Not that it really did with Jury Duty, but it doesn't feel like there are these big shock moments, but these more moments that arise. So while Scott Norris is talking about summiting Everest or not summiting Everest, everything that flows on is very natural and small, and yet where we end up is so extraordinary. So it doesn't come bursting in like the Kool-Aid man going, "Aha, here we are, this big thing." It's just slowly, like the jerk-off sauce from last week. It just, like a breath, we got there and it was like, oh, I see all the steps you took to bring me there, but you brought me there gently with no shocks. And it's the same with this. So you think about the big things that happen in these 2 episodes. And if you just said, these are the big things that happens, people might say, oh, what? How did it get to such a shocking, or was it a blindside? No. Gently led along the path on the incline, and then we just get there and you go, it's so satisfying. It's so satisfying.
Yeah.
How about you? What do you think?
I love it. I love this so far, right? Like I think we have to start in talking about my enjoyment of the show. We have to start with the main character, Anthony. I cannot praise casting enough for finding this man, okay? Because he is all in. This is his family. These are his people. It's very reminiscent of season 1, but this Anthony, you can just tell, like, he's playing into so many of their quirks at this point where, yeah, they're all a little weird, right? They're supposed to be. They're supposed to be trying to throw him off and kind of keep him off balance and kind of get wondering, like, how weird are these people? But there are moments where I forget that Anthony's not one of them because he doesn't feel othered, right? In these 2 episodes, he is a part of the family. I mean, there's even one part where he's like, oh, this is better than a TV show. Like, you can't write this. This is more authentic. You can't fake realness like this. And I'm thinking, yes, actually you can. And it's crazy that he's been so engulfed in that so much to where, yeah, he can't see the forest for the trees. Not that it was ever going to be easy for him, but I think he's just so happy to be a part of the forest. You know, he has found his people, and it just the joy that's ruminating off of him. Even when he sees other Anthony and Amy hooking up, he's so happy for other Amy, you know? And so I don't know. It's I think, yeah, I'm definitely enjoying the second week, but just kind of watching him be so happy and be a part of this group that, yeah, I think him being such a rootable character really does drive my enjoyment of the show.
Yeah, and he's not shyly sitting back as the temporary assistant waiting to be told what to do. That's what's such a brilliant thing about Anthony. And they must have known it was coming because he steps forward into roles. He steps forward to take charge of this group of employees who are all family and have all known each other for years and years, he will step in to lead them or direct them in some way. And wow, that's like, if that was a real company, they should make a role for him. They should keep him, you know.
He's so good. The moment where they're at the hypnotist thing and they're looking for volunteers, basically, and Anthony's like, "No, pick him," like really getting into it. And then they're like, "No, you come up here too." Like he's not, like you said, he's not a bystander to this, right? He is a leader. He's facilitating the fun. I mean, he is Captain Fun, but he's really going above and beyond to make sure those things happen. And I'm just loving seeing him enjoying life like this, right? The crude jokes and stuff, they don't slow him down. These moments that happen, these inappropriate moments, these, you know, he's able to navigate them with such ease because I think he's just like a really good-hearted person, right? Because anybody else would be seen maybe making fun of these people, right? And there's a lot to be made fun of, but we never get him. Like he doesn't know that we're gonna be watching this back like this. Like anything, he thinks it's a documentary. He doesn't probably think that anybody care if he says something mean about somebody. So I doubt it's the cameras making him act that way. But there's so many people to make fun of. Sarah, like, how did you not make fun of Claire and her ridiculous amount of sunscreen?
Claire, does she have any sunscreen on? That's what I wonder.
Does it have too much on my face? Is it anything? Yeah. He's so good. I would be making fun of all these people.
No, he's so sweet with Claire. He's so sweet with all of them. But it is interesting. I noted it last week and I saw it again this week that he's developing like really genuine friendships with a couple of them. Like he has found all of them are his people, but he's got his people inside the people. And I think, it's sort of almost sad because I think at the end they're not those people. But he can still be friends with them. They're actors, you know.
They are actors, but I hope they bring in enough of themselves to where he won't feel like I don't even know y'all anymore.
I think that would be the first reaction. I don't know who you are, and they go, "Well, it's actually me. I just exaggerated, you know, this part of myself or that part of myself." So Claire's probably a shy, you know, more shy, not awkward, but you know, her social skills. Sorry, actress, if you're an outgoing extrovert. But she just inhabits that. She allows herself to be small, and like a good actor, she will have gone inside herself and say, "Where's the small part of me? Where's the part of me that can't read the room? Where's the part of me that looks for any tiny drip of somebody wanting to make contact with me, you know, and goes for it." Her outfit for the pool was so perfect, and when she said, "I don't normally show this much skin," like, it was so genuine. But they aren't those people. So yeah, it was very I started to get worried because he definitely is bonding with a few of them in a very particular way. But hey, he might get $10,000 and a job, so let's hope.
Hope it, and we definitely hope it on the job, right? Like somebody hire this man today. We will, if no one's advocating for him to get work, it's us.
It's us.
Yeah.
And the other thing too is that it's one of those things where I've been in a situation where there were only 3 other people who knew what I was going through. The 4 of us were, it was nothing bad, but the 4 of us were the only people who had this particular experience. And what's Anthony has that Ronald Reginald Rupert, season 1 boy, his name is Norman. What Anthony has that he doesn't have is he's got someone to talk to. The only other person in the world who has been through exactly what he's been through. You know, when we get to the end, which we're not there yet.
Yeah. He'll have Ronald to lean on, you know, Ronald. At the very least.
I knew it was Ronald.
Look, we're gonna get there eventually. But yeah, you're right. He's bonding with them. He's definitely bonding with the Black folks. Love to see it. You know, PJ, Jackie, they keep having their moments. The one guy whose name I always forget as well. Steve. Yes, Steve, who popped up.
I was thinking about Steve, and I was thinking, this is such a great character. And there's just no way his name is Steve. Like, that's what's so perfect about the selection of the name for this man.
Mosley. Yeah. Steve Mosley. So let's talk about how we get here, right? Okay, so we're in the aftermath of the jerk off rocking grandma. It's it's a lot, we see that Anthony gets to talk to Kevin on Zoom, and obviously Kevin is feeling a little bit better. He's been able to separate himself from his big shame after his failed proposal. But there are other kind of things that they have to tie up, right? The Douggee situation. He made this mistake, this huge error. We found out that their secret sauce was made with Taco Bell sauce. That apparently, Sarah, he just went from restaurant to restaurant collecting the packets of sauces. He didn't just buy it.
They don't restrict the number of packets. And Jackie says, I told you.
Because they were thinking it, right? Okay, Sarah, when he said I was using Taco Bell hot sauce, did you think he bought, a gallon of it, or did you think of the packets?
I didn't think of the packets. I thought maybe it's like there's a Portuguese chicken chain here called Nando's. I don't know if you have it there.
Oh, we know Nando's here.
Yeah. Well, you can, at the supermarket, you can buy bottles of their sauces. So I just kind of, if I'd thought about it, I would have thought, oh, he just went to the supermarket. No, he didn't. He went to every Taco Bell, clearing them out of the little packets. And then you got to think, he opened each. He opened each. Squeezed. It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
It was such a good idea from his point of view, right? He really thought he did something. They're free. How much money do we save on production costs? He thought he was a genius.
I think what has been so great about that actor, he still doesn't know why it's wrong. He understands that it's wrong, and he understands he's in deep shit, and he understands that he's failed because of the way Doug's treating him, which is just like the perfection of how they set up the father-son relationship. Mm-hmm. And now the turn of it is like, you can't write it, Chappell, you can't write it.
Can't write
it. So he understands that he is in the wrong, like a dog, because your tone of voice tells them that they've done something wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But he doesn't know why it's wrong. He still doesn't know why it's wrong, which is sort of adding to his confusion and his eventual need to take the monastic way and go and find a little monastery to sit in that smells of pee, not his.
Not his. So Doug Sr., he's being very hard on Dougie. And Dougie is a very sympathetic character, even though Dougie is dead ass wrong. But the show does a good job of not making Doug Sr. somebody that you hate. Because you can see it from his point of view. This kid messed up. He should be punished. He should not be allowed to participate in pool day and all the other reindeer games that are going on. But you can't help but feel bad for Dougie because of the way his portrayal of this character is so earnest. He's trying his best. That's why Anthony's latching on to him, because he's vouching for him whenever anybody asks about him. He's like, no, he just really wants to do well. He really wants to embody the family business and carry it in a way that his dad's going to be proud, that we'll all be proud of him. And because that is such a common idea for people, this idea that I need to accomplish these goals so that people will be proud of me, so that I can carry this legacy on, the mantle, they bring in someone to speak to everybody about maybe potential failures that could occur in the corporate world. We bring in Scott Norris. Sarah, tell me what you thought about Scott.
Slum it to son of it. I know that if I don't want to go and listen to motivational speakers, particularly. I don't mind people talking about their lives. I find that super interesting, people talking about their lives. But when they try to package it and sell it to me as something that I should consume, I don't like it. In addition to that, I don't know what's so inspirational about Scott, particularly. I don't know what's so inspirational about him. But he doesn't want to get stuck with Amy for a start. He doesn't think that Amy understands how steep Everest is. She's, meanwhile, trying to climb a mountain off her bucket list. But I don't know that I would be so thrilled to receive his enthusiastic uplifting of me by discussing his gems, shall we say, just so Porcupine doesn't come out.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Oh, no.
Because it makes perfect sense. Motivational speaker, tried to get to the top of Everest. He got frostbite in a certain place and he lost those objects that men find very precious. And he says the word a lot of times, despite Jimmy saying porcupine quite a lot. Jimmy wasn't the only one. So it was hilarious. Again, it's ludicrous if you stand back from it, how anyone could think this was real. It beggars belief. But yet it was such a soft serve, if I may say soft serve about testicles. It was such a soft serve where we were brought along with Scott. Somebody asks him, are you going to say that word a lot? And he says, they're kind of central to
the main idea.
What do you think of motivational speakers, and in particular Scott Norris?
Motivational speakers, to me, I like the energy behind the speaker, right?
Yes.
Like it's not so much the word you're saying, it's do you believe it? Do I believe that you believe the things you're saying? The yes I can and all of that kind of speech. Like, okay, I get it. Some people need to hear those kind of words, and I think that for different people it hits different. You know, I think like if you're in a place where you need motivational speaker might be perfect for you. But like I said, to me, it's about the energy that you put behind the words. Because I think anybody can say nice things, but you got to feel like you believe it. And if you believe it, I'll believe it too. Scott Norris, however, this might be my type of motivational speaker, because I was dying laughing at this. I could not, like you said, I don't know how, like, it's like stepping away from me. It's like, how could you not know that this was fake? But there are so many reasons why you would. Like you said, they serve it so soft to them. It's not like he comes in like in a bombastic way, but his story just gets more and more ridiculous as it goes on. He says, I stole in the corporate world. I cheated on my wife. I got on drugs. I did some freaky shit with my roommates for drugs. Like, wait a minute. Where is that going? Et cetera, et cetera. And it just spirals. Then I climbed Everest. And then we see pics of his feet with his nasty frostbite. And then instead of putting up pics of, his other things, there's this picture of a dog with its back turned and its, its testicles showing. He's like, yeah, I lost my testicles too. And the whole time I'm thinking, you have to be thinking, this is, there's no way I would not be crying, laughing during this. If I was, especially surrounded by people, like in the privacy of my home, I could chuckle about it. In a room full of people, that nervous church giggle, the kind of like where you're like in a religious setting or something like very serious, but you can't stop laughing. That would have overcome me. But the reason I think they get away with this is because Jimmy speaks up. He says porcupine, because you can't say testicles. So porcupine, we're going to shut that down. And in unison, everybody, including Anthony, says, no, it's fine. Yeah. Including Anthony. Yeah. Even Anthony said, no, it's just the body part. And so at that point, the participants have given him the green light to talk about it.
The black light.
And he goes on to say testicles at least 20 times after that.
At least.
And he gets down into like a position and talks about how, Sarah, was it he had already gotten frostbite, but he had to go to like maximum frostbite.
Yes. He got 2nd degree frostbite, which was so agonizing that he thought he needed to get to 4th degree frostbite where it stops hurting altogether. So he laid, and he gives us a lovely demonstration, he laid his juicy plums naked in the snow, but he did leave his hot dog not touching the snow. So he's still got that. It's like, we don't need to know. And after all this outrage and brilliance, he then shows an ad for Neuticals, which are their silicone testicles that you can insert in an empty scrotum. You can do it for a dog. You can do it for a person who, for one reason or another, would like to have the feel, the weight of the testicles. And the crowning glory is it's got the different sizes.
Yeah.
And somebody asks him, what size did you get? And he says, oh, medium, because, proportions.
To the best of my memory, that's kind of how it fit,
Oh my God, it was brilliant.
Sarah, I'm tearing up hearing you recount it because I could just picture him.
What caps it off is that Douggee is super upset. Like he is in the worst place he's probably ever been. And that's the genius of it, that there's this hilarious thing that they're all trying to shut down because, if a man lost his testicles, it's a sad story, but he's using it as I lost my testicles and then I said I'm free, and that becomes something that, again, even a charlatan giving advice, if the person taking it in good faith benefits from the advice, it's like it's a really interesting thing. But before that, Douggee is like a radiating dark cloud. And Douggee, we haven't said it before because we don't talk about what people look like, but in this case, it's important. He's a big guy. Like he is a big guy. And that his energy, there's that person in the room or the person in the house, whatever their mood is, that's the house's mood. Yes.
I'm one of those people. I am one of those people. Yes. If I'm having a good time, everybody's having a good time. Yes. The moment I get quiet, people come over to me and say, "What's wrong with you?"
What have you? Why have you sucked all the air out of the room?
Exactly.
But Douggee is in such agony. You'd think that his testicles were turning black, and that is this brilliant counterpart to this story, which, if true, still, because Scott was like quite light about it, like he wasn't saying you can't laugh at this. He wasn't laughing, but it's like, he understands how ludicrous it is, which is genius, because if he thought it was serious, you'd know, come on, guy, you're talking about your balls.
Mm-hmm.
But Dougie's reaction, that he sits there in this dense cloud of anger and despair and eventually walks out by saying, "Okay, dude, I get it.
I get
You're a failure. I'm a failure. We're all failures."
It's so good.
Never change. Douggee.
No, it's really good because, again, this is absurd. But Douggee, in his character, is so hurt because not only has he experienced this big failure, but he also thinks the seminar is happening because of him.
Yes, that's right.
He's like, y'all did, my dad did this because I failed. Thus, now we have to listen to this corporate speaker talk about failure. So he's hearing these things about failure, but he also is thinking, damn, he's the main character of this story for him, right? So he storms out, and Scott Norris has no clue what he's even mad about, right? This wasn't for Scott Norris. This was just another company retreat. He's probably done a million of these conversations, but for Douggee, this was the last straw. It's him storming out, and then Anthony going and talking to Scott about what was going on, and he was saying, like, these conversations that you're having, they're supposed to benefit us, but Douggee is trying so hard to be a success that this is really it's really like triggering him. Mm-hmm. And so even in that moment, right, Anthony goes and talks to the guy with the frozen with the removed scrotum, about Anthony because he sees the best in him, right? Yes. This also gets people talking about their own personal Everests and the things that they would do. I love these conversations on this show because, of course, we get to see silly things like Jimmy and his metal detector looking for that time capsule. The more we sit with Jimmy, Sarah, the more concerned I am about what's in that time capsule.
Yeah, it's something really super bad. Because we also in the next episode are going to find out why he said he gave his last girlfriend a shitty present. They didn't realize.
That's when I became worried about the time capsule. At first I thought it can't be as bad as Pocahontas hot ass, but now.
Yes. I really enjoyed that the seminar went on. There will always be pain. There will always be uncertainty. Mm-hmm. There will always be hard work. I don't feel motivated by that. But it sort of had the cadence of motivation. Then they had breakout sessions. It was so cute. They had breakout sessions. And Jackie and PJ and Anthony have their own breakout sessions. And the first thing PJ says is that he'd choose the large size of the fake testicles because it matches the rod.
Yeah. Anthony said it. He said, you gotta make sure, it all fits. Which again, these people were just in an HR seminar yesterday, and now they're sitting around talking about testicles, mm-hmm. We don't really have an HR company here on Recap Kickback, but, I'm sure it would be frowned upon if we just were like, okay, we're going to say testicles 25 times in this podcast, but we'll see. Let's see if we can get to 27. Mm-hmm. So Jackie is forced to abandon pool day, which she really is very excited about because Douggee's missing and they need to go find Douggee. He hasn't been seen for hours. They end up looking around. They think he took the golf cart up the mountain. Of course, Scott feels partially responsible, but Kate comes in with the one-liner of the episode. He's like, I think Scott's like, we got to go up there and find that young man. And Kate walks by. He's 35 years old. He's a grown-ass man. Because they really are infantilizing him. He is not a child.
And well, they know that he genuinely is missing because he never misses a meal and he's not at lunch.
Yeah.
You and me both, Dougie, never miss a meal.
Right. Look, Sarah, you know how I get down. You're gonna see me at breakfast every time. So luckily, like you pointed out, Amy put climb a mountain on her bucket list. So this gentle incline will definitely help her out. Scott hates Amy. He's sick of her shit.
Brilliant. Hates her.
Yeah.
Could she walk with someone else? And he eventually says he just does not want to walk with her anymore. But she has her moment. She's free.
Yeah.
Everybody becomes free.
Everybody's free. Sarah, the Amy and Scott moment kind of highlights what we were talking about last time, where we were saying that many of the moments that are funny on this show have nothing to do with Anthony. He's not there. Yes. It's not a part of the bit. I mean, it's like a part, like they're still in character. But do you think these are like director choices that they are supposed to make? Like, is Amy supposed to get on Scott's nerve, or are they improvising and she just decided, F it, I'm going to go troll the guy who just talked about his testicles for 25 minutes?
I imagine that's a storyline. When you climb up the mountain, the two of you, and she's got to climb a mountain, he leaves her by saying, I'm walking away because I'm getting annoyed and I don't like that in myself.
That's so real. It's very healthy. You could tell he's done something. He's been to therapy.
Making myself choke. I'm laughing so much.
He's been to therapy. You could tell because he said, he didn't say like, I hate you, so I need to get away from you. He says, I don't like how I feel, how I look feeling this way about you. I don't like what you're bringing out of me.
Yes. So good. It's so good. But, she is wondering about the lack of oxygen as they climb the gentle incline. But she is so pleased with herself. I love the number. Well, she's going to tick off a number of bucket list items in these 2 episodes, and this is one, climb a mountain.
Yeah, they try to keep climbing this hill, and there are moments where they think, well, Dougie wouldn't possibly have gone further. I think they say like, no reasonable person would go even further up this mountain, and then they all look at each other and say, well, Dougie's not reasonable, so I'm sure he went up the mountain. He crashed the golf cart and tried to cover it with some sticks, but with 5 sticks. They find his poncho that he's wearing out there. They also hear him yelping very loudly in his Jamaican accent. And then when they come up on him in this little bunker that he found, his first question is, how'd you find me? Anthony said, well, you left a trail of breadcrumbs.
It's like when children run away from home and they go behind the bush.
Across the street, yeah.
With their feet sticking out. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You'll never find me. Mm.
Right. Meanwhile, he's like screaming for them to find him.
Yeah. Yeah. And the other thing that he says is, did Doug ask about me? And that's just heartbreaking.
Because no, he did not.
Because he did not.
But also because you're 35. If you want to come home, come home. You're not missing. You just left. So they tell him basically start acting like a CEO. You want to be this, you need to start acting like it. I think it was Kate who was like, does Frank from Frank's Red Hots like act like this when things don't go his way? It's like, no, Frank's a legend. He would never, Yeah. So Dougie's got I love
that shared history. That's something actually that's been really remarkable in all these episodes, and I assume in the ones to come as well, is the shared history of the workers in this company. And that's what makes it completely believable, because they may mention something that happened at a company picnic. They all think Frank from Frank's Red Hots is just the best thing ever. They have this shared history that is really palpable. I think they probably did a lot of work, before meeting Anthony. They probably had a lot of group improvisations, just to try out their characters, to find the relationships, because the relationships are very strong. Like, we know how each person feels about each other person. So when Jackie talks about Jimmy, it's like, well, I'd rather have new Jimmy. So you understand the weight of what working with old Jimmy, what that did to her, and how she finds him completely acceptable now because of the comparison, and so on and so on. So that stuff and that moment, that dip of, well, would Frank behave? No, not Frank. We love Frank. It's so good. But because he was going to stay in that bunker forever, even though it smells of pee, not his pee.
Not his pee.
He was going to stay there forever. But instead, he stands on top of the bunker and screams, "I'm free."
Yeah. He learned that at the seminar about this man's
loss. He learned it at the seminar. Yeah.
So I thought it was fascinating too that Kate was the one who kind of gave him the tough love and got it, because even she looks happy to have him back. He talks about him not wanting to leave the team. They don't want to leave him either. So the next thing you know, they're at the pool, and this is where we see Claire in her full ridiculous bodysuit. I know Australians take sunscreen and skincare very seriously. Have you ever seen anything like this?
Yes, I have. But I would say it would look unusual to Americans, perhaps. But well, for a start, there's also like modest dressing. So modestly dressed people wear that full outfit to the beach and the pool. So it's very common to see that. But also we wear rashies, which are against the sun, and you do see some people with maybe not white face like Claire's wearing white face, but zinc on your skin. That famous image of a lifesaver, with the zinc on his cheeks and his lips. But to see it at a company retreat in a gentle pool on a mountainside, very, very unexpected.
Did you expect to see Jimmy's body hair? I mean, abs.
Jimmy's abs. It's abs. He's been working out. It's not body hair shaved into abs. Get it right, Chappell.
I'd never seen nothing like this before in my life. My mouth was on the floor.
It was, and like absolutely ludicrous and yet believable.
Our Anthony,
how are they doing it? Yes.
How is he doing this? How? I would have had to have a complete sidebar with somebody like, do you see this shit? Now I kind of wish something like this would happen to me, just so people could see the cartoonish reaction I would have to this stuff happening. The way they're doing it, Anthony, even Ronald, very wholesome. Very, we love that. Very supportive. You get me. I'm supportive, but I'm gonna talk my shit, and so you're definitely gonna be like pulling somebody aside, like, do you see this man with this facial hair? Right. I couldn't wait. And then the story that you tell, wait till Anthony gets home and tells his friends. Like, if this was a real job, could you imagine the way you got to tell people, like, nah, y'all don't get it. I was on the craziest company retreat ever. It's one of them fishtails. People wouldn't even believe it.
And be like, no, that didn't happen. Yes, it happened.
It definitely happened. Other Anthony reading the ultimate toxic mold recovery guide because he still has that black mold.
And then somebody points out, that's for before you get it. So good.
We get the announcement from Douggee. He says he'll no longer be doing things on his own. He's going to lean on the team as well. And then we see the woman pull up that we recognize from episode 1. She was in Doug Sr.'s office. She pulls up in this disgusting Cybertruck. Yeah, I hate it. If you're listening to this and you don't hate the Cybertruck, you're on the wrong side of history. And she has these 2 guys with her. And Douggee seems anxious as the episode ends.
He says, shit. He says that's the last line of it.
Yeah,
so we know from Douggee this is bad.
But when we come back, we actually see Douggee and Anthony. It looks like they're trying to solve this problem because they are experimenting with spicy applesauce. Have you ever heard of such a thing?
I haven't, but I would try. Applesauce is very sweet, though. I have a sweet tooth, but not for overly sweet things. I can put tagine on basically anything, a piece of fruit, for example, absolutely delicious. So by that token, if I can shake it over a peach, I could stir it into applesauce. Would you eat it? Would you try it?
With a little tahini on it. Yeah, I could. I could. I love applesauce. It's not something I eat often, but I have like very nostalgic memories of eating it as a child. But this was foolishness, right? Like they're basically putting hot sauce in applesauce because they're trying to create a new flavor, right? Like the Jamaican jerk, for a number of reasons, it doesn't work. And so we're looking for inspiration. They call it the tropical kick. their spirits are high. They're high-fiving about it. They're like, Anthony is in on it. You would think that somebody would be like, hey, applesauce and hot sauce, that's not a thing. But he's all in on this experiment.
I love this idea of this idea of him fully embracing the company. And I was thinking just before, one of the really clever things they've done in setting up the characters and the storylines is nobody hates anybody. That would have been very easy to go, oh, that person can't stand that person. Okay, that's their whole storyline. None of them hate each other, which is like incredible and such a great decision, which means although Anthony can feel torn between opinions that people have, he's never torn between taking a side in a virulent argument, for example. So that's one of the things too. They're making the hot applesauce, not hot applesauce, spicy applesauce. And all the other people are sitting around, doing their own thing, but being part of it and asking how it is and they just want Dougie to have a success as well. Like Anthony tastes one and it's like, it just doesn't, and then they change it and he tastes it again and he's so enthusiastic and you think, oh, you just want Dougie to have a win. You just want Dougie to have a win. Because as we know, the Jamaican jerk-off sauce was actually delicious. So he does know his sauces. It's not how to get them. So, yeah.
We needed a Dougie win. We did. And it's the perfect time for that because Doug finally introduces us to this redhead woman and her redhead sidekicks. Her name is Elizabeth, and she worked for the Trucas Group.
Elizabeth Prescott
from the Trucas Group. And they have been wanting to see about purchasing the company. Immediately, I'm looking at Jimmy again because Claire is an HR violation. She is very fond into Elizabeth. And I was thinking somebody should say something because we saw a different side of Claire in this episode.
Oh, Claire gets hot.
Yeah, like the applesauce.
Yeah, very like the applesauce. Yeah, Elizabeth Prescott's company looks for the hottest verticals and they need to buy a vertical and this is the vertical that they're going to get. And I thought, this corporate speak. She didn't say scramble the jets and she didn't say circle the wagons, but she may
circle the wagons.
Yeah,
exactly.
Hottest verticals. Her speak was great. The way she treated her two assistants was absolutely on point. I mean, so good. And then she shows them the video. Well, not video, but the presentation about the company. When did you notice about the company? In the video?
So I was already kind of taken aback by just the idea that she has like a backup redhead woman who could just hold her purse and hand her hot sauce when she needs it. The woman is holding her bag and Elizabeth's bag and still reaches in there and hands. I was like, put the bag down, but she's her personal purse holder. And so that's what I was focusing on. When it ends, everybody's in awe. And I'm like, I was trying to figure out what the point of the video was. Like, what is Trucas really? What does the company do? And so I completely missed that. Yeah, we found this very specific population of people to be in this video. Is the company just all redheads, or is that just who they use in their marketing?
Hard to know because also the video presentation said absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
It was the perfection of corporate ridiculous speak. We don't know what this company does. All we do know is she's a redhead. Her assistants are both redheads, and every single person in the video is a redhead. They slowly, our workers, our friends here in the company slowly start realizing, and they're cutting their eyes at each other. Yes, everybody's a redhead. Gorgeous.
Are their jobs in danger because they're not redheads?
Yes, definitely.
Because we don't have any redheads on on our main cast, do we?
Dougie's kind of, no, I was going to say strawberry blonde, but he's not. He's blonde. Jimmy might be, but yeah, nobody's a redhead.
Yeah, so I'm thinking everybody's job is probably on edge. But there are going to be a couple people who kind of step up and maybe make some inroads toward having a job, and some people
hard to know.
Yeah, it's hard to know. So
Kate would go to the hairdresser and every 6 weeks and get her hair dyed just to be somewhere near Elizabeth.
I'm so happy we get to talk about Kate. Because me and you were both like, yeah, Kate's a Debbie Downer. But now I'm like, nah, Kate might be, She might be one of my favorites now. She
like we liked her, which she said great, but she's very one note. She's got the posture buzzer, and she said that she would not like to watch Bones with Claire. I would not enjoy that, she said. So we really liked her, but she wasn't in our higher ranking. And then she absolutely just bursts out of her closet. She wants to be Elizabeth. I think she wants to consume Elizabeth and become her.
And I think Elizabeth wants to consume her.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it. So
very odd relationship. Yeah.
Right.
But true to life, because you just think, what are these two people doing?
No, we gonna talk about that for sure. Because I got questions about the Kate Elizabeth relationship, but the Doug-athlon is happening.
Very important. And it's very, very important moment in the sporting calendar, the Doug-athlon. Yes, very important.
I love Doug for this. I love Doug for this so much because you know me, I hate games. And so anytime like the game is like, okay, the game doesn't really matter. We're just going to give 1 million points to whoever wants them. Sign me up. And so Doug is giving everybody points, but he's giving himself points too. You know, he's just like, I get a point for this. I get a point for that. It makes the game fun because obviously there are stakes because there are points. But it also takes the competitive kind of edge off of it a little bit. Whereas like you're competing for fun, maybe for bragging rights a little bit, but it's not a real game of sorts. They do this mechanical bull. Other Anthony is just not good at anything.
He got up that time though. He got up this time onto the mechanical bull. He's obviously never got up before.
He feels like he do this. They probably come to every company retreat. At one point, they're going to talk about how he has used a disproportionate amount of the health services offered by the company. Other Anthony, we find out, is a klutz and also very injury prone in this episode.
Yes. This was one of my favorite moments where Anthony is asked by again, this love that they all have for each other, because they're about to have their horse race, which consists of bouncing around a track on an inflatable horse. It's ludicrous. And somebody asks Anthony, look,
Amy.
Amy says, isn't that interesting that it's Amy?
Yeah.
They seed everything. Amy says to our Anthony, can you let him win? He's never, ever won anything, ever. And you can see how terrible he is. And, you know, you've won a race and just let him win. Our Anthony, trying desperately to lose against other Anthony, who can barely get a foot forward without falling off. And every time he falls off, Anthony throws himself off. He does and then right at the end, he almost catches up. It's like the best throw I've ever seen in my life. So delightful. Then mild-mannered other Anthony, who's taken all the joshing very well and laughs at himself, turns into a fucking monster, an absolute monster. He is the worst winner I have ever seen in my life. It's the way you tell me what you thought about that horse race.
Oh, it's so good. 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 It's so good because we watched how hard it was for new Anthony to throw this thing. It wasn't like he just took a dive once. This race probably took 15 minutes. You know, he took so long and he was so committed. Again, anybody else would have been like, I tried. You know, like, hey, I tried to throw it. He at this point, it's very clear that I'm throwing it. But our Anthony never breaks character. So for him to go above and beyond to do this thing for somebody who has never won anything ever, you're like, dang, that's such a good moment. Only for that person to be so ungrateful about it and just be like, yeah, I'm the best. Suck it. You suck. You're the worst. Da, 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 da. In a fun, gloating way, obviously.
Feel to suck, sucker. You suck. Yeah. Oh, okay.
But it's very endearing because it's kind of like that. Yeah, other Anthony, this is why you don't win nothing. This is why you can't win nothing, because you don't deserve it. No. But we got to see him experience a level of happiness, right? It wasn't mean-spirited gloating. It was just he had never been able to gloat before. So it was kind of like, you give him it was his first chance to ever do it. He went a little overboard. I can't be mad at that.
Yeah. No. And again, it was extreme, but it was completely believable.
Yeah.
That this lovely moment. Oh, yes, shucks. Oh, no. It was 0.4 of a second. If I'd got 0.5, I could have rounded it up to 1 second, when he's on the mechanical pull. Oh, I got up this time, that he would turn into this hideous monster. This monster. Loved it.
Can't let them win anymore. Can't let them win anymore.
So why are we at the Doug-athlon, you might ask? You think it's about that and a bit of funniness? No, it's about Elizabeth Prescott wants to play. And she wants to play against Kate.
Okay, so here's where I start looking at the two of them funny, right? Because Claire is like actively throwing herself at Elizabeth the best she can. It's Claire, so we have to give her a little learning curve, right? She's like, she goes over there, she tries to talk to her. Elizabeth kind of brushes her off. Claire's like, do I have something? Like, I have too much sunscreen on? Like, is there a problem? You know? But Kate, she goes over to bond with Elizabeth, and she's like, oh yeah, you like girl boss energy. And Elizabeth's kind of like, like that's a little, why can't it just be boss energy? We don't have to make it girl boss energy. And Kate's like, oh my God, I'm going to get fired. I am going to get fired. So, she talks to Anthony about it. Anthony's like, nah, you can lean into your girl bossness if you want to. He's very encouraging. And Kate talks about how, okay, next time at the next company tree or whenever we can do this again, I want to participate. And they said, well, you don't have to wait till next time. Just go ahead and participate now. So it's her, it's Kate,
but she chooses Kate to be her.
She chooses Kate. Exactly. She chooses Kate. So Kate was already concerned because Kate thinks her job is on the line, right? She thinks she might have ruined the deal or something like that. So she's kind of like, I don't know. I think her instinct is, I need to throw this, right? I can't beat this woman in this little, first of all, balloon jousting kind of thing that they're doing, right? It's basically a big pillow fight. It will not end that way, but she's like, I kind of need to throw it, right? Because I need to get back in her good graces. I can already tell she's kind of upset with me. Anthony is the problem. Anthony comes to her and says, no, you have to go all in. You have to you have to go all in. Show her. He says, kick her ass, I believe is what he says. He said, get her ass.
And he's right. Don't throw it just because she's, controlling all the deal.
He said, put her on her ass. As a girl boss, you shouldn't go easy on her. So Kate goes up there. They're jousting a little bit. It's all fun and games at first. And then even Elizabeth says, oh, Kate, you're hitting like, so soft. You need to be like all this girl boss energy you were talking about. Like, give it to me. And Kate smacks her. She raises her hand triumphantly as this woman goes flying off the thing. And then Sarah, they cue the fake blood. And I am screaming because they do it so well where it's clear she's bleeding. The other redheads have surrounded her like she's the queen of the hive, right? So they're like trying to help her. And so you could see Anthony and them trying from a distance, like, oh my God, she's bleeding, but they can't get to her to confirm if her nose is broken or whatever. And they shuffle her out, just leaving Kate there, standing there mortified. It was perfect. It was a perfect scene of television.
Devastated. It's so good. It's this show's so good, Chappell.
It's so good. So good. Kate feels like she could have ruined the deal, or at least, she might get fired. But we will see at the Cantina that night, as PJ says, it's Mexican, so it's a cantina. That maybe it's not so bad because we have all the execs sitting at one table. They, of course, tell Dougie to go sit at the kids' table with all the employees. And while Claire is still talking about how she wants to get to know Elizabeth in a biblical sense, Elizabeth sends Kate a drink, a Bloody Mary even. I'm thinking at this point, I think if anybody has the hots for somebody, I think Elizabeth's in the Kate. I was thinking it at first with the girl boss comment a little bit. She asked her up there and now she's buying her a drink after this lady then cracked you in the face. I feel like that's where the energy is coming, but I could be wrong.
No, I agree. It's fantastic because it's wonderful when the waitress comes with it and then Kate turns to see Elizabeth and Elizabeth cheers her with her martini. Of course, she's got a martini. But the look on her face is so ambiguous. It could be, yes, F you, your days are numbered. Or it could be, you put me on my ass. How about I put you on your ass? You just don't know what the look is. But Kate, having been devastated, is now really excited. So she and Anthony, of course, she involves Anthony. Let's look through the drinks menu because she sent me a Bloody Mary, right? Let's look through the drinks menu and find something fun and funny to send her. and they find rum punch.
Was rum punch a part of the writing? Was this always supposed to be?
Because it has to be in the menu.
But Anthony suggested it. Okay.
No, but they're looking through the menu.
I just find it so perfect, right? I was like, it's so perfect that she agreed to it too, right? He says rum punch, and Kate doesn't say, no, I broke that lady's nose today. That's inappropriate. Yeah. Let's do something else. No, he says rum punch, and I know the people, the directors and the producers are like, yes, because now Kate's like, you really think of rum punch? Like, had he said lemon drop, would she be like, no, maybe something else? Do they kind of force them to the rum punch?
She is like a good magician. She's forcing him towards rum punch, and it's in the menu. It will be in the writing, but it's also like, if that's not how it comes out, then lemon drop's quite good, but rum punch is fantastic. If he'd said something else, or if she had to say it, it still would have, rum punch. Oh no, I couldn't possibly. And as we know, Anthony's so supportive. He said, yeah, she'll think it's fun.
Yeah. He was the one who he brought her to rum punch. I was like, she did it so good. She led him right there.
So good. Yeah. So good. It's called positioning. I don't know if you've ever done this in your life. When you want something, here, listeners, this is what, if you want something from someone, you can position them to come up with the idea themselves that you can then enthusiastically agree with. Just leaving that with you.
Okay. Learning new things.
Don't ever call me manipulative.
Listen, I'm writing all this down, okay, for research purposes.
So she led him to rum punch, and he fell into it, and the production team would have been pissing themselves, not their piss, not their urine.
Yeah,
at how sort of brilliant that was. So she sends the drink. Elizabeth receives it, gives again this marvelous ambiguous look, which could be, how dare you, or it could be,
right.
Rum punch.
Yeah, or the third option, which is thank you for my drink, right? Like it could literally be any of those things.
I can buy and sell you, but thank you for thinking that you can buy me a drink.
Right. And that's the thing too. Like, Kate doesn't know which one to think either. She's like, am I good? Am I in good with the boss lady? Is this happening?
Yeah.
But all the while, Claire is making the most crude conversation about what she wants to do with Elizabeth. I mean, we've seen some hand signs. My favorite Claire one-liner is, if I was a one-time security code, would you enter me?
Brilliant. Well, she's keeping it IT because that's all Elizabeth knows about her. She's trying out, she has a list of one-liners, and she's trying it out with her co-workers, who are basically shutting down everything that she says.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
And this is the moment where Anthony says, you can't write this. I'm like, Anthony, please.
They wrote it.
Like, not only did they write this, Anthony, I don't think this has to be written. Yeah, if these people should not be allowed to be this authentic and around each other. It's just like, it's just, someone should have told Claire to shut the hell up. Like, Claire, this is inappropriate. That woman is right there, and she's trying to buy the company. You need to stop being a creep.
She hasn't given you any indication whatsoever.
They bring out a hypnotist. Sarah, have you ever been hypnotized?
Michael Swinton comes out. No, you need to be susceptible. And I just, no. Have you ever been hypnotized?
No, but my brother has. And my brother is very like me. He's very much a clown. And so when it happened, I didn't know. I couldn't tell if he was being for real. I saw him get hypnotized, but I couldn't tell if he was just doing it because it was like, like you go along with something, or if it was really hypnotized. Like, it's really hard to know, but he's never talked about it.
It's a combination. Some people are suggestible. Some people go along because everybody else is hypnotized. Why aren't I?
Why aren't I? Right.
So I guess I'm hypnotized. I would never take my shoe off and put it on my head. Oh, look at me doing it. So yeah, I love all that. I love all that stuff. I sort of wish I could be hypnotized, but no. But I like to watch the show because it isn't really real, but the people in it feel it is real. And I just think we're amazing as human beings. We're such mysteries to ourselves.
Yeah, for sure. So this is Amy's first hypnotist and her first stripper. Sarah,
she can go to a strip club off her list.
This kind of counts. This hypnotist hypnotized other Anthony, because why wouldn't you? And he tells him, keep your pants on, but you have to show us how you would be a stripper, right? And he's as PJ says, he dipped it low, he backed it up, he dropped it and picked it back up. And now Amy can knock that portion off her list. Amy loved this.
Loved it.
A lot. Like a lot.
There's a lot of sexual tension running around in this episode. Amy, Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Claire.
Yeah. Claire. Maybe Kate. Who knows? I don't think Kate knows. I don't think Kate knows.
She's got stirrings. She's got weird stirrings she's never felt before.
Yeah.
They're sort of funny. Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, and the Truckus guy. So Elizabeth, we haven't talked about her sidekicks too much, but she has a redhead sidekick. She has two of them, but one is a male, and he's on stage.
They call him Boy Red. The company.
Boy Red. Okay, because I didn't know what to call him. Boy
Red and Girl Red. Yeah.
Okay, so Boy Red is on stage, and he says while he's hypnotized that he wants to go to a Russian roulette sex club. And this kind of gets the ball rolling on. The Truckus people are probably have a little bit more to them than meets the eye. Anthony and Jimmy end up going up on stage, and Jimmy is told to tell his deep, dark secret from his past.
Oh my God.
Sarah, did you transcribe this, or do I need to remind everybody what that is?
I know what it is, but I would enjoy your retelling.
Well, he tells his deep, dark secret from when he just got sober and he met Allison, who I'm assuming is or was his ex at
Very
this
much
point.
Was.
Yeah.
Yes.
And after 6 months, they started getting serious, and he wanted to get her a gift. She said, surprise me, basically. And so after they had finished making love, he went to the bathroom and to go use the restroom. He went to go take a shit, and he decided to wrap his hand in tissue and reach into the toilet, grab some poop. And she did not find this funny when he presented her with the poop.
Well, it was a surprise, and then she did ask for it.
Yeah, and so he squeezed the poop on accident, and it dropped all over the carpet, and the cat ate it, and they did end up breaking up because he gave her a shitty gift.
Yes, but again, that company history, because I think it's Jackie that says, well, he told us he gave her a shitty gift. We didn't realize he gave her a shitty gift. But the way he sets up the story and tells it, he creates such a vision, and people are laughing, and then they're not, and then they're going, no, 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 no. But Jimmy has to tell the story because the hypnotist told him, Michael Swinton told him to.
And brilliant. Anthony has not stopped laughing. He is laughing the entire time. Like, this man is completely. I think Anthony had a couple drinks. I do.
Yes.
Yeah, because he was. This was the best day of his life. If you could really tell that it was. They shift back to the Truckus man, Boy Red, and they tell him, what is his prompt?
His prompt is to act like a very important person.
Yeah, act like a very important person. And he says, I'm the most powerful person, and I can do whatever I want and get whatever I want. And he starts to quote the leader, Red, Elizabeth, and some of the things that she has said in the past, including how she pulled the hot sauce out of her bag.
I love the company. You see, I carried the bottle in my bag the whole time.
Yes, she can just say whatever she wants because she's so powerful, and they can't do anything about it. And she's willing to do whatever it takes and say whatever it takes to get people on her side and to get what she wants. And so now the company is watching him mirror back the interactions that they've had with Elizabeth, highlighting essentially that this is like a takeover, right? This company is coming in. They don't have these people's best interests in mind, and they're probably going to lose their jobs if these people do get their way. And Elizabeth has to sit there and watch the whole thing too. And that's my favorite thing about this, is that she has to sit there and act like this isn't about her while everybody is staring at her like, girl, this is about you, right? Because he never says her name, right? He never says he's acting like her.
Because he says I.
But we're putting the pieces together here, and they think they're in danger. They are not fans of this. And we get to, of course, the cutaways to Elizabeth basically yelling at him for getting hypnotized.
It's so rich. It's so rich.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. And then the lovely coda of the episode. Would you like to describe?
We love a good coda. So it's time to go. We have to go get in the van. And
the Oak Canyon Ranch. I'd forgotten it was called the Oak Canyon Ranch.
Oak Canyon Ranch van. And a couple people are missing.
Yeah.
Amy and other Anthony are not around. And so people have to go find them. Our Anthony goes on the hunt. I think it's Anthony and PJ. They go looking. And when they find them, yeah, they are completely sucking face in each other, like in the middle of this bar. And the awkward part is, if this was me, I walk away, right? Like, hey, you can't interrupt them. But because they're all riding together, they have to interrupt them. This now workplace romance that just developed on, and I wouldn't even call it a romance, but like you said, they've been kind of telegraphing this from when Amy was maybe
when
even
Helen said, "Write down, go to a strip club, and then have sex with a stripper in the alleyway. And if the alleyway is too dirty, get in
do it on top of the car." Yeah. And then, of course, Amy's, oh, well, you should throw the challenge for him. He's never won anything. They've just been slowly creeping up to this moment until our Anthony has to go in and break it all up. And he is so happy for them.
He's laughing his ass off. It's brilliant.
He's so happy for them. He's loving it. These are his people. I'm going to be so sad for him when he loses his crazy ass friends, because he's going to get some new friends probably, right?
Yeah,
but the crazy ones, like, he's going to miss crazy Jimmy. He's going to miss other Anthony.
But he's mostly going to miss PJ, because they started with a fake podcast called PJ's Snack Attack.
Yes.
Where they're eating snacks.
Yeah.
He loves it. He loves Douggee. He pals around with Douggee. He loves Douggee. He appreciates everybody. He's kind to everybody, and they're not who you think they are, which adds to the tension. Because I was thinking before, what if it was just like an improvised show where everybody was an actor, and it was like The Office. You go, okay, these are all the characters, and we're going to go to the company retreat, and we're just going to improvise what happens. That would be great. And if we were getting what we're getting, that'd be great. Love it. The fact that Anthony is this pure heart in the midst of it. And as I said before, nobody hates each other. Nobody's awful. Like, nobody's awful. I mean, don't speak with a Jamaican accent. Jimmy, don't make everything about you, and so forth. They have flaws, but no one's a terrible person, put it that way. And it's just genius.
You know what is terrible? This whole journey comes to an end next week, or this week, I guess I should say. Friday, April 3rd, the last batch of episodes will be dropping, the final 3 episodes. I don't even know where we're going with this. Obviously we have a big reveal coming. But where are we at in the story? We got probably a couple more days of the retreat left. We have to beat the evil redheads. Is that the final boss before the reveal?
Evil redheads go. Douggee and Doug have a rapprochement. I think Douggee does something very CEO-like, that they can all recognize. Amy and other Anthony are now together. Does Kevin return? Or is he on a Zoom?
That would be bad for other Anthony too, right? Yeah, that's not great.
Let's leave him on the Zoom. I
don't think Kevin can come. Yeah, I don't think Kevin can come back.
I think Kate leaves the company and goes to work for Trickus, dyes her hair and goes to work for Trickus. And I think everybody else just carries on as they do. Or maybe Doug postpones his retirement, but he's going to mentor Douggee, because let's not forget, Douggee basically stepped off an aeroplane and into CEO in training. So he hasn't really had any chance to develop his CEO muscles. So that might happen. There's got to be a finale, obviously, with the trial with the jury.
Yeah.
There was a natural climax, which was the verdict. There was a wrapped up poo in that as well. Gosh, I think these developers like poo. But that was the natural climax. What's the natural climax, if I may say climax, and I'm going to say it one more time, climax of this story? It has to be, who is going to be the CEO? Is it someone from outside? Is it Douggee? Is it someone from inside? Is it Steve?
Is it Is it Steve? I think the natural climax is that time capsule. I think we got to get inside.
I completely forgot.
I think we got to get inside the time capsule.
Definitely. Like it's Chekhov's time capsule at this point. We have to find it, and I think in that everything is revealed.
I think that's the reveal. Yeah, because that's why we'll never know. Because Helen was the first one I think who mentioned the time capsule.
Yes.
Now it's become Jimmy's storyline, but whatever it is has to be so dastardly, right? And we've heard so much stuff about old Jimmy that you and I, we kind of speculated it was going to be hard for us to kind of figure out what he could do to really come out of that time capsule.
Everything's been so awful. What is more awful?
Because it's got to be awful,
sexism,
but we can't dislike him. Yeah, but we can't dislike him. That's the thing.
It's homophobia. He's trying.
It's the storyline is that like he is inappropriate, but there's a good heart in there. He's trying to do better. And so you can't give us something like he did something awful, like a hate crime or something like that, because then we're going to hate him.
Yeah.
I think you open a time capsule and that's where
he cannot have killed an animal.
There's like a note in there like, hey, I deceived one of my best friends, blah, blah, blah. His name is Anthony. And we brought him on a company retreat. Like, oh my God,
But I think don't forget it's other things in there. Other people have things in there too. So I think that there's going to be like a lot of stuff is going to come out of this time capsule.
Little pieces, right? Like, oh, wait, I thought you said you were from XYZ. Oh, like I think that's what they got to do.
Or Amy wrote down, "I love you, Anthony." To other Anthony, thinking he's never going to read it.
Right. Oh my God, that would be so good. Yeah, I think that's.
Or he wrote it to her or something.
Yeah.
There's going to be very cute things in there.
I think so too. So yeah, we got a week, and then that'll be out, and then we'll be talking about it this time next week, obviously. I'm very excited. I'm sad that it's ending so fast. Like a week. Yeah, I don't know. Do you prefer? And I guess this may be a question for next week. But do you prefer the batch drops like this, or do you want like a weekly? How would you like to consume your streaming television?
I've gone back to week to week. I love week to week. I love waiting. Too. I love waiting for the pit. I love waiting for what is it? Extracted. Oh yes, another episode's dropped.
Yes,
because there's a couple of things. You eat it too quickly and it's absolutely delicious, but then you feel a bit sick because you only get. Basically, I only get to watch it 3 times because I watch all the episodes at once. And I also think that not binging, but dropping weekly episodes keeps the property in the cultural consciousness and in the cultural conversation longer. Because if you have 3, 4, 5, 6, is it 8? Is it 8 altogether? Is it 6?
8.
Whatever it is,
yep.
8. So if you're talking about the show for 8 weeks, that's a much longer. But mind you, something like this does have a tail. People come to it. People were waiting. I think 1-to-1, although it does make your podcasts a little thin because you can only talk about 1 episode at a time. So what do you think? Which do you prefer?
I'm on the week to week right now. Yeah, I think like you, I like to be in the conversation about the show. And I think you get longer time to speculate and sit with these things, right? Like we could really, if we were doing this at 1 episode at a time, we would have really made a meal out of what is Jimmy's in his time capsule, some of these relationships. We could really just sit with those moments, but we got to move through them because
character rankings. We could have ranked the characters.
Exactly. Yeah. And listen, Kate shot up my rankings. Okay. I did not realize that she was going to make a move this week, but yeah. And then by the end of this, we'll be seeing the reveal this week. And so we didn't really get a lot of time to sit with these characters, but I did really enjoy it so far, and so I'm hoping that they stick the landing. Obviously they will. It will be impossible for them to miss at this point because
if they got 5 right, then they got 8 right.
They're good to go. Sarah, where can the people find you until we come back next time to talk about this?
Well, if they'd like to find me, they can find me on Bluesky at Sarah Carradine, and if they want to hear me talking about crime allegedly, they can find me on Crime Scene Pod. That's Scene SEEN. How about you? Where can the people find you?
Right here. Recap Kickback is where I do all my podcasting. Boom. Yeah, come find me. Y'all know what we're talking about. Abbott Elementary, Top Chef a little bit. We got I Love New York with Chantel live. We got Beauty in Black with Matt Scott. We got the other things too. So there's a lot of stuff here. Come check us out. Recapkickback.com or youtube.com/@recapkickback. recapkickback.com/subscribe to get us on all your podcatchers and all that kind of good stuff. But that's it. So, Sarah, thank you so much for joining us. Thank y'all all for listening. We will be back next week to talk about this finale. Until then, you ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell up out of here. We'll talk to y'all next time. Peace.
Peace.
I've been trapped behind Swall Maria, isolated like it's North Korea. Smaller city with some bigger dreams. The wall is cracked, I'm looking in between it. The world is yours, but man, I gotta see it. They say it's hard, but man, I gotta see it. The air I'm breathing can't feel my chest. Wait on life, I wanna hold my breath. I'ma get in my goddamn self.